From Storm Tracker 6, this is Forecast First, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense.
It is another very dry and very sunny afternoon across mid-Michigan. Widespread sunshine across the lower peninsula with a little bit of cloud cover gathering off to our west. Temperature-wise, we're doing really nice. 74 degrees our current temperature here in Lansing. We're at 75 in Jackson and Hillsdale, 77 for our current temperature in Coldwater. We stay dry and sunny as we go throughout the rest of our Tuesday. Temperatures today topping out in the low 80s. There's more dry weather that we have to talk about, but a little bit of a cool down to discuss as well. 6 News at noon starts right now.
WMMS is here for you, celebrating 75 years of bringing you the news with 6 News at noon.
Right now at noon, you're taking a live look at the House floor where on the eve of a looming government shutdown, Republicans and Democrats in Washington remain at odds over how to fund the government. It is our top story at noon. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Kirk Montgomery. Congressional leaders emerged from a meeting at the White House with President Trump on Monday, having made little progress. Democrats are pushing for the extension of health care subsidies, while Republicans want to extend current funding levels for 7 weeks. Nicole Killian is here for you now with the latest from Washington.
Come midnight, the federal government is poised to shut down.
I think we're headed to a shutdown because the Democrats won't do the right thing.
The vice president and congressional leaders emerged from a brief closed-door meeting with President Trump Monday without an agreement in hand.
For the first time, the president heard our objections and heard why we needed a bipartisan bill.
Republicans have proposed a short-term bill to fund the government through mid-November. The measure passed the House this month.
If the Democrats make the decision to shut the government down, the consequences are on them.
But Democrats say any deal must address health care, including an extension of subsidies under the Affordable Care Act to prevent a premium hike at the end of the year.
Are you open to compromise?
We've said from the beginning that we're willing to find a bipartisan path forward, and our line in the sand is the bill has to help everyday Americans, not hurt everyday Americans.
Across from the Capitol, some federal workers are bracing for impact as the White House has asked agencies to consider more mass layoffs for programs that don't align with the president's priorities if a shutdown occurs.
They've been threatening us since day one and carrying it out. And I think all of us have come to terms with the fact that we might be fired at any time and for any reason.
Jamie Billard's husband is in the Coast Guard and, like many service members, won't be paid until a deal is done.
It's another ask for military families to try to navigate. There's a possibility that your member's not going to get a paycheck for the second half of the month. So it's another plate that you have to keep spinning.
If there is a shutdown, some essential services would continue, like Social Security benefits and mail delivery, but national parks and museums would close. A new economic analysis estimates that a shutdown could cost the U.S. economy about $7 billion a week. Nicole Killian, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
And here in Michigan, the state government is set to shut down at midnight as well if a budget agreement isn't reached. Today, groups are protesting at the Capitol, demanding lawmakers get the budget passed. Our Kylie Shapansky has been at the Capitol all morning. She's joining us now live with this report. And Kylie, what are people saying there?
Kirk, right now there are multiple people gathered here at the Capitol, dozens even, talking about how they want a school aid fund that doesn't eliminate any funding for the school and doesn't relocate it for road funding. Now, speaking today on the Capitol steps is going to be multiple people. You're going to see advocates from across Michigan representing the Michigan Education Justice Coalition. That includes some people like the Michigan PTA president and state representatives Regina Weiss and Jimmy Wilson Jr. Now, we're going to have more from these speakers and also talk to some people about what this lack of a school budget has meant to them. Now, we're going to have more tonight, but for now, here at the Capitol, I'm Kylie Shapansky, 6 News.
Okay, thank you, Kylie. Investigators are working to determine why a 40-year-old suspected gunman opened fire and set a church on fire in a deadly attack in Grand Blanc. The FBI says it's investigating potential motives in that attack that killed 4 people and wounded 8 others during Sunday morning services at the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Authorities say the suspect, a former Marine, smashed his pickup truck into the chapel, began shooting, and used an accelerant to start a fire that engulfed the church. Officials say he died during an exchange of gunfire with police. According to the local sheriff, the fire made the situation much more challenging.
You're teaching people to go barricade, in an active shooter, but when there's a fire, you don't want to barricade. And you had firefighters that had been on the job for, a year, and their whole life, hands and knees, going room to room trying to rescue people.
So far, FBI agents have interviewed more than 100 victims and witnesses. A local politician tells CBS News that he recently met the suspect and says the man expressed hatred for Mormons. And following Sunday's tragic events in Grand Blanc, multiple copycat bomb threats have been reported all across Michigan. Michigan Attorney General Dana Nessel reminding people that threats of violence, including false reports, carry serious criminal consequences. Possible charges and penalties can include malicious use of a telecommunications device, that is a 6-month misdemeanor, communication of the placement or detonation of an explosive device, a 10-year felony, and communicating a threat or false report of terrorism, that's a 20-year felony. Anyone who believes they have information that may be helpful in the investigation in Grand Blanc should contact the FBI at 800-CALL-FBI or online at tips.fbi.gov.
From Storm Tracker 6, this is Weather First, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense.
We find ourselves in a very similar situation compared to where we were yesterday afternoon. Lots of dry weather and widespread sunshine currently in place across mid-Michigan and across most of the state of Michigan at that. Notice on satellite and radar that we do have a little bit of cloud cover beginning to gather off to our west. That cloud cover slowly going to be working its way into our forecast overnight tonight. It will stick around for Wednesday and Thursday, allowing our temperatures to just briefly cool down. Until that cloud cover arrives, though, we're still smooth sailing. Mostly sunny conditions in the forecast as we go throughout the rest of our Tuesday. That cloud cover will begin to increase overnight tonight, giving way to mostly cloudy conditions for our Wednesday, also for Thursday as well. Again, since we are going to be increasing the cloud cover across the area for Wednesday and Thursday, temperatures will be briefly cooling down into the mid to upper 70s. Yes, it is going to be noticeably cooler compared to the 80s that we have on tap for today, but still highs in the mid to upper 70s are above average for this time of year. As we roll into our Friday, that cloud cover begins to break apart. We return right back to mostly sunny conditions by then. With all of the dry weather and sunshine that we have in the forecast, absolutely perfect for anyone to go outside and take a look at some of the gorgeous fall colors that we have across the area. For example, take a look at this gorgeous picture that Sandy sent to us from over in Delta Township. I will mention, however, these fall colors not widespread across the area. In fact, it looks like fall foliage is rather patchy across the lower peninsula. You head further north, though, those fall colors a lot more widespread. Certain areas in the western upper peninsula already seeing peak colors for this time. Outside right now, widespread sunshine across the entire area, feeling and looking absolutely beautiful. Temperatures in Lansing currently sitting at 74 degrees, a very nice breeze currently at 9 miles per hour coming out of the east-northeast. You can see some of the patchy fall colors that we have over on our Grand Ledge camera this afternoon. Temperatures in Grand Ledge 72 degrees, dew point sitting in the mid-50s, so still overall incredibly comfortable outside. Another glimpse of some fall colors over in downtown Jackson. Temperatures here 75 degrees, winds currently 9 miles per hour coming out of the northeast. They have gusted up to 20 earlier this morning. And our final stop over in downtown Hillsdale, sitting in the mid-70s as well. Peak wind gusts 14 miles per hour. A few other numbers across the area. 76 our current temperature in Mason and Marshall. We're at 74 degrees in St. John, 72 your current temperature in Ionia. Yet again today, temperatures topping out well above average for this time of year in the low 80s, which is more so what we're used to seeing in mid-August, I should say. Overnight tonight, that cloud cover will begin to increase. Overnight lows cooling down into the low 50s in our 6-day forecast. Yes, it does feature some cooler high temperatures for Wednesday and Thursday. Also notice overnight lows Thursday, Friday morning will be dropping down into the mid to upper 40s. So it is going to be somewhat of a chilly start to the day by then. But notice, beautiful forecast for the weekend. 86 degrees. Our forecast high temperature. Yeah.
It looks, the weekend looks amazing. Actually, the whole week does. Even 77 for high, that's still, is that above average?
Yeah, our average high this time of year is in the upper 60s. So even 74 is above average.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
Gotta love it.
Thank you.